When you see when you act, you know, like obviously the movie's getting shot, you're in the scene, you're doing your thing, and then obviously when the director say cut, it's a wrap, and you guys have completed, you know, like everybody has done their job. Like for you, like when you finish being on set, yeah, like moving forward, like when obviously you know people start to edit the movie and the other guys are doing whatever they need to do to the movie before the movie comes out. For you, after you've done your job, and like I said, when the director says cut, yeah, as an actor, yeah, for you, like, what is one of those? What is one of the main things that you look forward to, like, in terms of like, do you look forward to watching obviously the whole movie first and foremost, or is the first thing that comes into your mind, oh, I can't wait to see how I look on screen or how I done? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Yeah, when
the first thing that comes to mind is always a bit of sadness because the project's finished.
okay,
Because
interesting.
there's such a build up to when you first read the script, when you first cast, when you first meet the other actors, and then you gradually build a rapport with everyone, and it's such a good feeling. Generally, I mean, I think I've been quite lucky. I've not worked on any problem films, so it's a really good feeling. And then suddenly it's all over, and it's this is quite sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Films vary between the editing times. I've had films that haven't come out for 2 years. I've had films that come out within months. I don't always see the films.
At all?
No. There are films out there that I've done that I still haven't seen.
Why not? That's very interesting though. Why not?
Because if you don't get sent a link, and often you know the team forgets to send you a link or whatever, or that they have a premiere and you're working, so you can't go to the premiere, so you don't see it then. If you're constantly working on the next project, and it's not always in the back of your mind, you know. And as I say, some things are shown in, Asian countries. A lot of stuff goes straight to America. So I don't have all these. I don't have Netflix. I don't have all these. So I don't see them.
Exactly.
And I'm not one of these people who doesn't want to see the film, because I do. After the effort you've put into it, you kind of want to see how it's turned out. You want to see what the editor's done with it. You want to see how it all turned out.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so it's nice, but it's not. For me, it's like, okay, well, if you see it, you see it, you know.
Hey, that's actually really interesting, you know.
There is some actors that they're rather not. Look at their own stuff.
I've heard this, but I quite like to see what I've done if I get a chance. It's like, actually, but you're always thinking. You're always thinking, maybe, you know what, maybe I could have been a bit more forceful there. Maybe I should have been more subtle with it. So there is that element to it where you're kind of self-critical. But,
Now, because I literally thought, like, every movie, every piece of acting you do, I literally thought you do it, and it's like, obviously, they've got, like, emails or, like, a list of everybody who was there, especially the main actors, and I literally thought, as soon as they finish editing it, and it's time for them to release it, I literally thought everybody gets a link.
No.
Yo, like, your movie's there. Like go check it out, it's out, promote it. I literally thought that's how it literally worked.
Yeah, sometimes,
everybody get a link.
Sometimes, not always.
Okay.
And so, like I say, sometimes there'll be a screening, there'll be a premiere. So you're all invited to that. If you can't go, then obviously you don't see it. So,
Yeah. I want to also touch on like agencies, like acting agencies, managers and that, because once again, these conversations, I believe, once again, like it could be, an up and coming actor, once again, who doesn't really know how some of these things work, might be watching this conversation and they want to get some answers, you know what I mean? So like, obviously with your experience and all of these years that, you've been in the industry, like, have you had management? Have you worked with agencies? How have you managed to get some of these jobs?
I have an agency now. I've had a few agencies in the past, but I'm the type of actor who will still look for his own work.
Love that.
So I don't rely on one particular agent, and I know some agents are exclusive and they like to tie you in. I've never found that workable because although they may get me a lot of casting and a lot of good castings, it's not enough for me to live off. So I'm constantly looking for my own work. And a lot of the stuff now I'll get through people I've worked with before, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
If they like what you do, you'll always get asked to play other roles and that with them. So it's good, yeah.
Yeah. And sorry, sometimes my mind, I got so many questions to ask. I'm so excited by this conversation. I'm so sorry. So, what character have you ever thought about in terms of like a certain character that you would never play? Have you?
No, I would play anyone.
Fucking hell, Mike. Talk to us.
I've played some horrible roles.
Shit!
I have played...
Mike! Fucking hell, mate.
I've played paedophiles, I've played rapists, I've played murderers.
Oh, shit.
I've played a lot of really horrible characters.
Yeah.
But I think it's good. It's good to stretch yourself and you know, particularly if you're not like that, which I'm not.
Yeah, of course not.
No.
And this is a very interesting... Sorry to even cut you, Mike. This is a very, very interesting topic to have. Conversation to have because... Like all of us know, right? You got a lot of different people out there with different beliefs, different thoughts and whatever. And, you might have some people watching this conversation thinking, what the fuck? He played that character? He played that character? Like, what words would you have for them kind of people in terms of like certain people blurring the lines between a character, between an actual character on the screen versus the real life person? Because some people get all of this, some people get some certain characters blurred between, remember, that's just a character, that person just acting.
No, exactly. What I would tell them is it's, at the end of the day, it's not real. It's acting. Mm-hmm. It's someone's idea, someone's script, someone's book. And all you're doing is portraying the character as best you can. And you want to look horrible. You want to look vile because it makes it realistic. Mm-hmm. If you're playing a horrible character, you don't want people watching the film thinking, oh, you know what, he's not too bad, is he? You want them to actually look at you and think, what a bastard,
Exactly, because
you've got... Especially if he was that type of person, that was his character.
You have to,
Because you've got some people who have got some very, very iconic, some people have got some very iconic characters, roles, and, you've got people in real life hating them. I'm thinking, what the fuck is wrong with these people,
I've heard done a good job if that.
Exactly.
Like you got people, I'm sure you guys have seen, you guys have heard
a lot of people who in soaps and they get abused on the street by people who don't understand that it's not them. It's
Do you both think, like, obviously this is not any disrespect, this is just like what all of us think, innit, or what we might think. Because for me personally, before I ask this question, my answer straight up is yes. Do you guys think certain people who cannot differentiate a character from the actual person, do you think them kind of people lack emotional intelligence?
I just think you've done a good job. Let's put it that way.
Okay,
the fact that you've blurred the lines for them means you've done a good performance. That's what I'm saying.
And is there like any, like, obviously moving forward 2024, is there any roles like off on top of your head, or even just like part of your goals or whatever, like, is there any characters that you'd like to play that you haven't really got the chance to play?
There's only one.
Only one?
Yeah, because I've been lucky enough to play a lot of roles that I've always wanted to. And that was to play Jesus.
Mike.
I think I'm a little bit old now, but
nah. With makeup, with a little bit of makeup and obviously the long hair.
It's and the Bible. Whether you're religious, whether you believe in the whole scripture or not, it's a fantastic story, and it's a character that I always felt that I could do justice to, but I've never had it.
Yeah, Mike, you're a very interesting man, A man said Jesus,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have played it.
Now, actually, I appreciate that, man. Honestly, I appreciate that. Even getting to know, like, the man behind, obviously, all of these characters, the acting, like... what else do you like to do, man? Like in your, in your personal life, once again, like I said earlier, like sometimes maybe if you don't have devices or certain things that you do to tap out of this, this acting thing, you might go a bit crazy. What things do you like to do? In your
music.
personal life.
I love music. I do a little slot on a Mexican radio show once a week.
Okay, so you got like your own radio show as well.
Well, I've just got a small segment on it.
Okay.
But it's the Marquesina, and I do a little segment called London Calling. So and it's building up a bit of a fan base. So basically, what I do is I always feature artists who are from London or have got a London connection, and do a little back piece on the artist or the song. But yeah, that's love music. Love sport, always have done. As I still play cricket when I can, when I'm not working.
Yeah.
And I'm really into nature. I love animals. I'm a vegan. Yeah. I believe that I don't want to make this like a vegan.
I was going to literally ask you that.
But to me, there's no difference between any animals, between any person, between any animal. Mm-hmm. Everyone's got a soul, and you should respect life. That's what I think.
Yeah. How long have you been a vegan for most of your life?
I've been a vegan now for about around 14 years, I think. But I was vegetarian from school, so it wasn't a big changeover. No.
Okay, because obviously you're aware of it over the last 6 to probably 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
Like obviously a lot more people obviously on social media have started to come out more, and obviously really really like talk about being a vegan and like proper talking about it. Like what type of vegan are you? Because I've met quite a few vegans.
It's purely for the animals.
Yeah.
Because I'm anti-cruelty, as I say. I believe that everyone has a right to live.
Absolutely.
And I don't say. And if people want to come and become vegans because they feel it's healthy or they feel it's saving the planet, then brilliant. Because at least they're taking it on.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on people who are vegans but at the same time judge other people for eating meat?
Everyone, the way I look at it is that everyone is on a journey, and
100%.
And we're not all at the same level on that journey.
Absolutely.
And I look back at myself before I was vegan, and when I was at school, when I was still eating meat, because you're brought up to be told that meat is good for you. Mm-hmm. And there's part of me that can't relate to that person that I was.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking, well, why didn't I wake up sooner? Why did it take me so long, to make the connection? So I'm not going to judge people. Yeah. I'm going to tell them that I don't think it's right, but you know what? It's everyone's on that journey.
Yeah. Now, because obviously all of us know you got people who really, who proper try to put other people down, rather than that. You even get it in some parts of religion, right? And I feel like you said, I feel like everybody is, everybody's going through their own personal journey, and like you said earlier, once again, everybody's at a different point in their, in their journey, and I just feel like sometimes certain people should just, that if you're a vegan or if you believe in something, you should just focus on that, and hopefully, by you doing that, by you, living your vegan lifestyle, on a daily basis, certain people would see as time goes by, and you change some people would follow you as well, or would join you. Yeah. Should I say? Yeah. Like, how many people within your family are vegan as well? Like, I mean, if you're married, is your wife vegan? Are your kids vegan? I'm Michael.
My youngest boys are. Okay. They've always been vegetarian, but annoyingly, they've never gone vegan. Yeah. And again, it shows that I don't kind of make people.
Yeah, you don't really peer pressure them.
They have a choice, but that is their choice. I know very few vegans actually. It's quite weird. Yeah. But no, again, it's a personal thing, and I will. I'll be happy to show people what I cook and show that there are ways around this, and but I'm not gonna force anyone. And like you say, it's the same with religion. Once you try and force things on people, it's like the immediate reaction for that person is to resist and say, well, why are you telling me this? Hang on, so yeah.
Right, and another random question as well. Yeah, maybe I'm having like maybe personally for myself, I'm having a midlife crisis. Only God knows what's really going on with me. But I've got, over the last 2 years, I got to a point where I'm just, questioning quite a lot of decisions that I made within my personal life, right?
Yeah.
Like in the past, all of the things that I did, good, bad, that has, led me to the person that I am now. Like, are you, obviously, where you are right now, like in your life, like with your family, with your career, like, generally speaking here, would you say you're very, very happy with where you are right now, like, within yourself?
I'm a lot happier than I've ever been because, but it is, I found when I went vegan, strangely enough, it was almost like a spiritual awakening. And I did start questioning myself, all the things I'd done, the way I'd behaved, the choices, lifestyle choices. And, you never, again, in life, in acting, whatever, you never stop learning because you've always got to think there are things that you don't know. But, I think now I do feel more at one with nature, with the world, with people in general, with animals, with the planet. Yeah.
And like, do you feel like a lot of us, the human race, just in general, black, white, wherever people come from, do you feel like, again, in your personal, from what you see within your own, like reality within your own life, do you feel like also like human beings in general, like a vast majority of human beings have, like distanced away from nature for whatever reasons?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I feel that as well. And as a young man who was growing up in London, like people call it the concrete jungle, whatever. My soul, I just feel like it's like I'm craving. It's like I don't know why it is within inside me. It's like I'm craving to just be out in nature more. Like green, to be out in open spaces. But yeah.
Well,
do you feel like?
I feel the problem is because we're taught from a very young age that we need to have job security in order to earn money to pay for all these, for cars, for houses, for the best clothing, for the best TVs. We're taught this, and we don't need to be that way. So a lot of people get caught up in this constant chase for irrelevant things, as far as I'm concerned. I mean,
very irrelevant.
So they lose their contact that they had. But it's something you can get back. You don't, that's the good thing. It's not going to be a permanent. If you have an awakening,
it's up to the individual to tap back in, right? Into nature. Yeah, man. Because sometimes I just feel like, once again, for me in my reality, like sometimes when I'm there trying to figure certain things out, I just feel like if we are in 2024, we got all of these gadgets the human race is meant to be more advanced than ever. But it's like, this is another aspect, like what you said as well. I'll be honest with you, like, I'm not sure if you realize as well, obviously my friends realize, and people, like, I'm not really, even for me personally, I'm not really a big social media person as well. Like you said earlier, if it wasn't for, us building slowly this platform as well, people would hardly see me on social media as well, because sometimes, honestly, Mike, sometimes I get frustrated with humans, when I watch on social media, because I feel like a lot of people have got big platforms, I feel like a lot of people have got a big follower, and I feel like a lot of people have got a voice, but I feel like they don't really use it the right way. I feel like a lot of people, and that really frustrates me, because who am I to tell people what to do with the platform, right? But yeah, I just feel like a lot more people like could be using those, their bigger platforms, to really, for more of a benefit. Honestly, that's what I think as well.
I totally agree. Yeah,
and it's like, so it's like, my question obviously to this, which is like, do you both feel like the human race, again, this is not to put down anybody, whatever, we are living with this reality as well amongst people. Like I said, we see a lot of different things going on social media, or within our real life, right? And my question is, do you guys think the human race is getting, maybe this might be the wrong word, so forgive me if I use the wrong word, but do you guys feel like the human race is getting more dumber rather than smarter in general? Again, if I use the wrong word, obviously, forgive me, guys.
I think in a way, yeah, we're losing the ability to think for ourselves.
Yeah.
Because everything is now on your phone. I mean, I pretty much I can do anything. I can Google a map. I can look for a restaurant.
Anything.
You know, back in the day, I sound like one of these old men, but you had to go out looking for these things.
Yeah,
if you wanted to find something out, you went to a library. You read, and then you and it's all, in a way, it's all too easy now. You don't need to think. You press a button and it's all there.
Yeah.
So it's nice sometimes. I love books. I still read. I've got a huge collection of books. I like to get away from that sometimes and get back to how it used to be.
The real reality.
And go for a walk. If you get lost, you get lost. But go for a walk.
Yeah. Because like I'm not obviously like you can see and tell. I'm not what people typically call a conspiracy theorist, obviously, but it's just that sometimes, like I said, when I think about certain things, I just get a little bit, especially as a dad. I'm a parent as well. I've got 3 kids, and obviously, a lot more people, especially in this generation and our generation, a lot more people say they don't want to bring kids into this world, how this world is nowadays, these days. And for myself and for my kids, like I said, in terms of like people having voices, big followers on social media and not really using it the right way, I feel like sometimes I get worried. Maybe worry is the wrong word once again, but I get a little bit concerned or worried about our future because of all of these people on social media doing all of these stupidity rather than, utilizing their platforms and their voices, in a much better way. I get concerned sometimes.
I totally agree, and I think that's why it's important as a parent to spend time with your children, explaining, not just forcing them to look down certain avenues, but to say, look, what do you think about this? But do you think that's right? How do you feel about this? Just talk to them, and and I'm sure in the long term that they'll appreciate that as well.
Yeah. And before we round off, I'm going to ask a few more questions. Before we round off, I just want to would you let the people know, like, what's coming up, what to look out for, if you could, like some of your work that's coming out, or some of the things, anything that you've got coming up.
I think the best thing is just to go on my Instagram, because I'm constantly updating what films are out, where they're out. I try my best anyway, at least to keep everyone updated. So that's probably the best way, because as I say, there's so many platforms now that I don't even know where half my films are. So
it's true.
So you heard. So basically, people, you heard. If you wanna if you wanna keep up to date, what Michael Kelson does and what's coming up for Mike. Literally go on his Instagram, follow him, and then anything that any announcements, anything that's coming up, you can find it on there.
Mike.Kelson.31. That's it.
Let them know, yeah. All right then.